Riffsters and random YouTubers. Evan here with part 3, the final part, the exciting conclusion of the Sunday Million final table review starring Parker Tonka Talbot. Got it. All right, we are heads up. We're playing for $20,000. Parker's got over 100K locked up. Huge payday, huge way to start the year. And I've got some huge surprises for you. In this heads up match, you're going to get your mind blown. You're going to learn a whole lot of advanced strategy. And I promise you, it is going to be an enjoyable watch. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2 yet, I put a link in the video description so that you can check them out. I really invite you to do so, but if you just want to watch some heads up action, or you've already caught up with those and you know how we got here and you know where we're going, then just let this video play. And again, we'll see if Parker can have a huge Sunday. With pretty much even chips. $110,609 locked up. $157,690 up top. $47,000 to play for. They're going to say that they will do a deal and play for 20. So instead of playing for 45K, they're going to play for 20K. And this is a spot that I really recommend going over to Parker's YouTube channel. It's Tonka with 4 A's and a P, so tonkaaaap, and watching the highlights of this final table back, because it's quite funny actually what happens at the deal discussion part right now, where he squeezes just a little bit of extra value, and while it's happening, he's just like, oh, I'm good. I'm not going to spoil it. Go over to his YouTube channel, check it out. I promise you, you'll get a laugh from it. And you'll also get to hear his thoughts on the most crucial situations that came up on this final table too. Because obviously he was streaming it while it happened. So here we are, heads up. They made a deal. They both have $124,114 locked up. Huge payday. Huge payday. Both well deserved. Tonka played really well. Showed us how to build up a big stack. And ooh, nice bet by Dave there. Nice over bet. Parker looks him up. And now we get to see some heads-up poker between a couple of solid players. You know, both these players ran well in like 1 or 2 crucial spots to make it here, but they also earned their way here. We saw a lot of skillful play to get to this point. Here they both have second pair. Looks like it's going to be a 2-street hand. Parker probably going to be going for value here. Question is, what size? You want to bet a size that a 9 can call. He opts for 2/3 pot. Seems reasonable. Obviously, Poker Dave has an ace. He's going to look him up too, but this way Parker gets paid by a 9, maybe a 6, and loses the same to an ace. Even stacks, mono, e-mono. We should see a lot of flops. Look at the price that they're getting, you know, 520 to play for 1.92. Got to see that flop. And a 444. It's a good board. Good board. Parker opting to take his hand to showdown. I think he's going to lose a little bit here on this river. And it's the same spot we saw earlier where Poker Dave's figuring Tonka's got a lot of aces in his range, so he's going to go for a check raise. Same way earlier, Tonka thought that What Is Love had a lot of aces in his range and went for a check raise when he had trips. So good hand reading here, knowing to go for that check raise on the end rather than leading out. Parker goes for full value, pot size bet. How much to raise? 8 million. About pot. A little bit over pot. Going for that 6 mil. What do you put him on? I mean, the guy checked all 3 streets. The guy had trips and he didn't bet the turn or the river. I don't know. I don't know if Parker can find the fold here. It's tough to give your opponent credit for trips or a boat that they check the whole way down, but that's also what good players do. They're capable of realizing that against their opponent's range, the only way they're going to get value is by letting them bluff. And so they will just sandbag the whole way with that nutted hand. Parker makes the good lay down there. hits him with a damn. You bluffed. Seeing if he can eke out a little information with some chat, a little banter. It's a very good skill to have, table talk, whether it's live poker or online. You can definitely extract some extra information if you got a good chat game. So he's got a gutter, bottom of range, with a little bit of equity. Hit him with the check raise. I like it. On spots like this, you're going to want to check raise your strongest hands, like your sixes. And you're also going to want to check raise your weakest hands, like your gut shots. Maybe some of your open-enders, maybe you want to check call with your open-enders, but a balanced range will consist of some value hands and some bluffs. And so when you know your values are your sixes, your bluffs are going to be your gutters. And Parker follows it through. The way to play the balanced range is to play the bottom the same way you would play the top. So you saw he continued to bet big on the turn because that's what he would do with the six. Whether he fires the third barrel on the end, I don't know. But you want to at least continue with a lot of your bottom hands on the turn that way, so you can get proper value for your bluffs. It's some advanced strategy, and that's the cool thing about watching these final tables is that we get to learn from advanced players and have these concepts solidified and shown in play, shown in action, where we can really learn a lot from watching them firsthand. So again, thank you to PokerStars for providing these final table replays with cards revealed. It's an unbelievable learning tool, and there are just so many replays available in the PokerStars lobby under the Events tab. If you're serious about improving your poker game, check them out. Or just keep watching these videos because I have a feeling we're going to keep making more of these. Poker Dave going for the bluff on the end. Can he squeak it through the ace high? That's a pretty good price he's laying. 4.5 to 1. There's not a lot of hands Parker's going to fold for 4.5 to 1. Including ace high. Nice call, Parker. Take it down. Also, if you like these final table reviews, but you like having some commentary with it instead of doing it yourself, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be making more of these. As long as you guys like these reviews, I will continue making them. So just to let me know if you're liking them, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not liking them, hit the thumbs down button or leave a comment and let me know how I can improve them. And if you guys are enjoying them, if I see a lot of thumbs up, then I will continue to make these hand history reviews. Again, I think they are the best learning tool possible. And why not share the knowledge? Poker's more fun with friends, you know? And with Broadway. It's value bet there. All right, great hand here. Great flop. Great flop. Mid pair. Nut flush draw. Gut shot. Royal flush draw. And your opponent's sitting there with king high. Nice spot. Question is, do you go for a second street of value to get value against king jack, jack 9, 10 9, king 10, lower flush draws? Yeah. And to like fold out like a random king, a random 9 that has some equity, but you know, we'd rather just take that pot down. I think it's a solid solid 2-barrel there. And if you get jammed on, it's a lot, but probably just call off. Big ol' 3-bet takes it down. Queen 6 versus Queen 5. You see just how wide the ranges get heads up. And that's one thing I always struggle with. I didn't play wide enough ranges heads up. I'm learning the importance of widening them, and it's just expanding your comfort zone. Little by little, play wider ranges, learn the spots. And kicker plays. Kicker plays. Bet and a call. Queen 6 is good. Parker's starting to move out in front, holding an almost 2-to-1 chip lead. And this hand will probably help that happen. He's a mean one, Mr. Wrench. Bet, call. Bet, maybe call.
Most of the draws got there. Not too many bluffs Parker can have. I think if he bets anything more than like half pot, probably not getting looked up. If he goes Timbies like 1.4 mil, he might get looked up. Goes for the over bet. Nope. I mean, Poker Day might not have called any bet there. That's a pretty brutal river for Jack 7 there. Speaking of Jack 7, of the suited variety, backdoor straight flush draw. Is that enough to warrant check raise bluffing? It sure is. Ace high board, one that our opponent's gonna see bet every time, but not necessarily gonna have a lot of hands that can continue, which means we want to widen our bluffing range, and a backdoor straight flush draw is a pretty wide, pretty much like the tips of the range. And Poker Dave looking, playing on with the king high. This is heads up poker, my friends. You got one guy with a backdoor gutter straight flush draw putting in a check raise, and the other guy being like, yeah, I got king high on ace high board. I'll call. I'll call a check raise. Sure. Disciplined players, these ones. Very disciplined players. And Parker taking it upstairs with a 4-5 suited. These are good hands to mix in his 3-bet bluffs, the suited connectors, suited aces. You don't want your 3-bet range to just be value hands like, you know, 7s plus and big aces. You want to throw in some semi bluffs as well, and suited connectors and small suited aces are pretty much the ideal hands to do that with. If you want to widen your range, you can add, you know, some suited gappers or some offsuit broadways or some suited kings, but that's for another video. I'll do a little theory video on that or something if you guys want that. If you guys want a video on that, if you want a theory video on how to construct ranges, let me know in the comments. Be happy to make that kind of content. Love making the theory videos, and it helps me a ton too to solidify the concept. So that's my proposition. Let me know if you want to take it. Open end straight draw against second pair. Probably going to see a check call here. Question is, will he 2-barrel? Probably a pretty good hand to 2-barrel with. You can put a lot of pressure on hands that don't have a diamond in them. Could potentially triple off here. 9 high's not going to win a lot of showdown, so it's a good hand to be bluffing with. And that's exactly what we see. What do you do with second pair here, facing this kind of pressure? If your opponent's bluffing, he's probably got a lot of outs against you. And you call and you river a 10. You call and you river a 10, and you know what to do here. Parker gives up on the bluff on the end. Good discipline. And the match continues. Ace 4 against ace 7. Probably going to see 1 or 2 bets go in. When Poker Dave checks back that flop, talk is almost certainly good. And we see Poker Dave not looking him up with ace high, being very disciplined in the hands he continues with. Like it. Strong in here. Ace jack suited. Strong enough to 3-bet for value? Maybe. This might be one of those hands that can go in the 3-bet for value range. You know, if you're playing 9-handed, it'd be ace king suited for value, and 6-handed ace queen suited, and heads up, you can go to ace jack. So again, you're widening your range, your 3-bet range, which involves widening both your value range and your bluff range. That's a pretty good hand. Pocket jacks, pocket jujus. Definitely strong enough to 3-bet. It's definitely in the value range. We've kind of seen how Parker's been constructing that for this match. Poker Dave has been calling the 3-bets reasonably wide, so I would expect with a hand like king jack, he's going to continue here as well. Pretty strong hands. It jams. Okay, Parker for the win. Jacks for... Ooh. That's a Brian Hastings stinger there. That's never fun, losing 70-30. especially when it's for $20,000. A little bit of equity lost there, but hey. Parker knows that's poker. That's part of the game. He's getting a huge score anyway. These guys are pumped up 6 figures here, 124K. Hard to be too upset when you're up 124K. And the match goes on. Still, 40 blinds, effective, lots of room to play. Put the heart in chat. Put a freaking heart in chat, man. It's all good. It's all good. Poker Dave hit him with the check raise, top pair, top kicker. Obviously would have been happy to get it in with that. But Parker had Le Dust. This is not Le Dust. 2 pair, strong hand here. Probably see a bet. Nice, cool. Over bet. Going for big value here. Makes sense. Not a spot where his opponent's probably checking back to bet turn, so he needs to bet for value himself. Obviously, it's really intricate when you go for a bet versus a check raise, and then the sizing, like that's poker. Do I bet or check? And then if I bet, how much? And if I check, am I checking to check raise, check call, or check fold, and how much? And that's the game. Man, it's a great game. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. This is great. Getting to watch this. Such a treat. Such a treat. Man, it's good to be back on YouTube. It's really good to be back on YouTube. It's going to be a great year. Really great year. We got second pair, nut shot. Well, pseudo nut shot. Third pair, nut shot. Poker Dave going for value. There are a lot of missed club draws here. Wouldn't surprise me if Parker goes for the call here. It's 4th pair now. The 8 obviously didn't change anything. A lot of misses. Lot of misses. Looks him up. It's no good. And now Poker Dave's got the 2-1 chip lead. He's probably feeling pretty good right now. For value protection bet, bottom pair, and cool. Parker going for a thin value raise here. Top pair, solid kicker. He's probably trying to force out, the ace highs. If they're betting that flop, he's trying to charge the draws and getting value from an 8 and, as we see, a 5. He's getting value from 5-10. Why the fuck would Poker Dave call bottom pair? Well, Parker could be check raising here with gut shots. Jack 10, Jack 9, 10 9, 9 7, 6 4, maybe 6 7. Because we've seen, in addition to value hands, good players also make raises and put chips in the pot with bluffs as well. And to protect yourself against getting bluffed, you got to call down with weaker hands. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes people get lost in that shit. They call down way too many hands. Sometimes you call wider. Ooh, what? And just because you call the flop check raise, as we see, doesn't mean you need to call a turn bet or a river bet. You can kind of protect yourself from getting bluffed too much in the moment by calling there. Doesn't mean you have to hold on till the bitter end. You don't need to go all the way down with the ship. Which is another thing a lot of people run into trouble with, is not knowing when to press the eject button. Ooh, this might be the end of it. Both players holding top pair, solid kicker. Parker again going for that thin value raise. If you're in Poker Dave's shoes, you just 3-bet, try to get it in here. You're beating the draws. You're only losing to a couple of 9s. Thing is, there's some draws that have good equity. Jack 10, 10 7. Maybe you want to... Wow, really? I was going to say maybe you want to call and get it in on the save turns where you have more equity. I don't know how he doesn't bet the turn there. There's a lot of, the king's a brick. He got charged the draws, and now he goes for huge value on the river, taking upstairs, going for pot. Jack 10 got there, so yeah, I think Poker Dave missed out on a lot of value on that hand, not betting the turn. I think 3-betting the flop is an option. Betting the turn is like definitely an option. River, definitely go for a value raise. I think probably a little smaller would have been better. But hey, he's the guy with 40 million chips. I'm the guy in the corner of the video just talking about the final table that I didn't make any money on. So who's to say, right? A little bottom pair, backdoor flush draw, bottom toops versus the gut shot and the over. Over bet, going for value, no pay. 30 blinds is going to start implementing a limping strategy if it's just that particular hand. But that's something, as stacks get shallower, a limping becomes more of a thing. See a 3-bet here with the flat tire from Poker Dave. Interesting hand that he's choosing to do this with. Jack 4 offsuit. I don't understand. But he's got bottom pair. Backdoor flush draw, that's no good. Parker's got 2 overs and a gut shot. And that's a big pot out there. 2x pot to stack ratio. That's why he 3-bet with the Jack 4, because he makes trips with the 4x hands. We saw that at the start of the match, and now we see it again. And, goes for a value bet here. Parker's still got the overs and a gut shot. Wouldn't be surprised to see a float here. I don't think he checked back the flop to fold the turn. And now, Poker Dave gonna go for value. A lot of missed draws out there. Flush draws miss, straight draws miss, heaps of draws miss. 10's probably gonna bet itself. 9 won't bet, so a 9 would call. But pretty much everything else that would call will bet the 10. And then a lot of missed draws that could bet if checked to, but will fold if he bets. So I think overall against Parker's range that a check's going to play better than a bet. And he checks. It's on Tonka. Huge pot out there. 16 mil. He goes for it, and that gets snapped off. That's going to be a GG. 40 million chip pot for Poker Dave. He is your Sunday Million champion, taking home $144,114.99. Massive payday, massive score, and well played by both. Really well played by both players. I learned an absolute ton watching that final table. I hope you did too. It's been a real treat, and if you enjoyed these kind of reviews, leave me a thumbs up. Maybe let me know in the comments what parts you liked, what you'd like to see different, and we'll just improve on this together. You send me the feedback. I will integrate your feedback into the videos for future videos so we can keep making these videos better and better and better, and we can keep on learning together on our journey to becoming poker champions. Yeah, so that was potentially the last ever $215 buy-in Sunday Million Poker Tournament. Your champion is Poker Dave 476, and your second place finisher was our feature player, Parker Tonka Talbot. Thanks to him for putting on an absolute clinic, and thanks to him for streaming it live for all the fans out there. It's a pleasure having this guy on Twitch Poker and on YouTube. I've learned tons from watching his streams and watching his videos, and I think that his highlight reels are some of the very best available on YouTube. So if you somehow have been on YouTube and haven't heard of him yet, haven't checked out his channel, make sure you head on over to his channel. I'll put a link for it in the video description, and enjoy the content that's there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week for, I think, another one of these hand history reviews. And until then, you know what to do. Take what you learned, go out there, and get stacking. Peace.
All right, and that's gonna do it for the series. Little disappointing that pocket jacks couldn't hold there against King Jack. I was really looking forward to seeing Parker take this thing down for, you know, one of the most epic scores ever on Twitch, but sometimes you just got to deal with a little bit of disappointment. Pretty good consolation prize that he's taken home. I absolutely had a blast making this series, and I hope you had as much fun watching this series as I did making it. If you enjoyed the series, please hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, and let me know how I'm doing. You know, give me that feedback. But also, please let me know in the comments if you have any ideas about how these series could be improved. If there are things that you're like, oh, Evan, I really liked when you did this, or Evan, I wasn't a huge fan of this. Please let me know in the comment section of this video so that I can improve these types of videos and improve your viewing experience here on YouTube. I'd also love to know, as in the previous parts, what your key takeaways were from this video and from this series as a whole. It's a great learning opportunity that we can all, you know, share our thoughts, share our insights, and grow together and work together with that process of just kind of taking ideas, sharing ideas, evolving ideas, and just kind of building that mental map. It's a great way to learn. Personally, I'm a huge fan of this style of video. I really hope you are too. I love it so much that I went ahead and recorded another final table review. So next week, I'm going to be reviewing Lex Veldhuis's run in the Sunday warm-up, another one of the Sunday majors on PokerStars. And those videos will be getting released Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you enjoyed this series and you'd like to watch another similar series and continue working on your tournament game, continue learning about advanced play and final table concepts, come back to the Grips Poker Training channel next week, and we will continue with getting stacking. Till then, good luck on the tables, and I hope you get some big scores this weekend. Peace. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it educational and entertaining. If you want to join Team Grips, click on that subscribe button and tap that bell to be notified every time a new video goes live. For behind the scenes updates and motivational quotes from my poker journey, follow me on Instagram. And when you're ready to take one step closer to becoming poker's next champion, click on me in 3, 2, 1, and let's get stacking.